Coach, your tour to BCS conferences continues. Last week Ole Miss, and now this week Texas.
It's one of the great experiences of being independent, is to be able to play in different venues, different parts of the country, and against good teams.
On Monday you said the Ole Miss win was the most gratifying of your career. Why was that?
Well, it's the largest deficit any team that I've coached has overcome to win a football game. My first year we came back from 11 and beat New Mexico, and 13 points is more than 11, and a pretty hostile and challenging environment with independence. With the opening game of the season, there was just a lot of things that were, I think, riding on the game, but just the way the team hung in and battled, I think, was gratifying.
Do you feel that there's more eyes on you this year because the season opener Ole Miss was on ESPN, the Texas game will be on ESPN? Do you feel like BYU's getting the respect that you feel it deserves?
I think it'll be earned over time. I think that BYU is a respected program and has been even going into this year. But now when you have a chance, the number of text messages and emails I received after that game was probably 10 to 1 in relation to what I'd received over the past 6 years after a game, most of which because people saw the game. And that was an amazing thing.
This will likely be the largest crowd a BYU team has ever played in front of, and last week Texas set their stadium record in the game against Rice, so it will likely be the largest crowd Texas has ever played in front of at home. What does that say about the magnitude of the matchup?
Well, I think it shows a lot just about the quality of the two programs. Texas is a program that is well known for having really the best of everything. They have an excellent staff, they have very good players, they have great resources, fantastic stadium. They really have done a great job building their program, and I think BYU is unmatched, and our program is very unique in so many different ways that I think the intrigue will lead to not only attendance but also the visibility.
Coach, how much respect do you have for Mack Brown and what he's done at Texas?
Mack is an excellent coach, but what Holly and I have learned about he and his wife Sally is they're great people, and they've mentored us in a few critical decisions in our coaching lives over the past couple of years. He's a good person besides a good football coach, and those are the kind of men that I respect and admire and want to consider myself an affiliate with.
Historically, BYU has been known as quarterback U and known for its offense, but since last week all the talk has been about the defense and how physical they are. Do you enjoy that as the defensive coordinator? It's
reflective of one game. The style of play that Ole Miss had was really exactly that. It was a physical matchup that demanded physical play. I would like that to be a signature of our team. This week it will be quite a bit of a different test and unique. Besides running the ball between the tackles, there'll be a lot of perimeter plays, a lot of downfield plays, and so not nearly as one-dimensional as the type of game we played a week ago.
Do you feel that your program and Texas are kind of on the same path because you had so many years of 10-plus wins and then last year was more of a down year? Do you feel like you're on that same path of trying to rebuild?
I think there's a lot of similarities there. And again, last season was my favorite season for what we were able to overcome and play so well down the stretch and have a bowl victory. And Mack and I have talked about that. You know, where these seasons go for both teams, that remains to be seen, but I think there's some element of similarity.
So what needs to happen to make this your favorite year?
You know, I'm not sure. I know this, that I love seeing players try hard. I love seeing great effort. I love to see resiliency and toughness. I'm talking not only mentally, but physically, and I like to see them overcome challenges. And the reason I liked last week so much was it was a very difficult and hard-fought contest. That's what was apparent in last year's season. Nothing came easy, and yet we found a way to have a winning season and be postseason.
Another similarity between the two programs has been the turnover on the coaching staff. Speaking about your staff in particular, do you feel that your new coaches and the players are gelling well?
Yeah, so far. It's still a work in progress, but again, I love the people, and I love the type of people our coaches are and our players are, and it's so much more fun, I think, for any of us in our lives when you surround yourself with just optimistic, qualified, and competent people that really are motivated by similar goals.
What's the #1 factor that your team needed to improve on last week in order to beat Texas?
Well, I would say just finishing drives. We put a lot of nice drives together offensively. Now it's just adding a few more consistent plays to finish the drive and put the ball in the end zone. And I was really comfortable with the way we moved the football, the time of possession, and a lot of the things that were happening. We just now need to add a few more plays in terms of consistency at the end of each drive to get in the end zone.
Okay, Coach, finish this sentence for me. BYU beats Texas if.
Yeah, BYU beats Texas if we win the field position battle.